Hey guys, this is Champion Marks here for another Pokemon narrated Wi-Fi battle. Using the same old, and battling a guy that I found on the Snowpoint Temple chat room. Really cool place, you should check it out. And his name was Dark Oscarbolt, I believe. Anyway, let's get started. And in this match, you'll see why hacks is such a big part of Pokemon. Anyway, I lead off with Ferrothorn, my usual lead, because, well, actually I kind of wanted to lead off with Heatran, but then I was like, derp de derp derp, I forgot that, Ferrothorn carries Spikes, not Stealth Rock. Heatran's the one that carries Stealth Rock, because half of his team was Flying type. But anyway, I go for Leech Seed, wondering what this Sharpedo could do to me. Most of them are Speed Boost, but he uses Roar. And I'm like, okay, Roar, why? But it turns out that he's not a Speed Boost set, he's just a random rough skin set. And here, I decide to scout what he can do to my Heatran, because I do know that Sharpedos can carry Earthquake, and that would kill me in one hit no matter what. He goes for the Hydro Pump, and I'm really not concerned about the Hydro Pump, because I know for a fact I can take one, because I can take Water Boosts, like, I can take Surfs, I can take Scalds, and I'm more than certain that I can take a Hydro Pump from Sharpedo. Because Heatran is rather bulky. Don't take it that well, but Heatran's really not the most important member in this match, and considering half his team is weak to Stealth Rock, and he has a Golem which can hold Sturdy as its ability, honestly, Stealth Rock is more important than my Heatran. But anyway, now I know that he's got Roar, he's got Hydro Pump, doesn't have Earthquake, so that's a good thing to know, for, I don't know, just a good thing to know. And, I do believe here he switches out and goes into his Fearow. I believe I go for another Protect to stall for Leech Seed damage. Yeah, I think that's what I do. And he does switch out to his Fearow. Not really concerned about this thing. All it has to hit me with is the new move he got in 5th Gen, Drill Run. And it's completely and utterly walled by my Ferrothorn, so I just switch out this thing, because if he goes for the Drill Run, unless he gets a crit, which, with its Dream World ability Sniper, that actually would be pretty bad. But anyway, he gets some Iron Barbs damage, which is okay, and seeing that he doesn't take any damage from Life Orb or gain Leftovers, I'm assuming he's Choice Bandit or Scarfed. Even if he wasn't, he'd probably go for a U-turn to switch out, but whatever. Here, I'm thinking... I was thinking I go for Spikes, just to get some extra damage on his Pokemon that aren't Flying type, like the Sharpedo here, and his Tyranitar Golem, because Tyranitar is going to be a pain in the ass, because Tyranitar just always causes me trouble. But anyway, go for the Spikes. Here, I go for Protect, I believe, to see if he actually has anything to hit my Ferrothorn with, because, hell, the stuff he's been doing, I wouldn't be surprised if he had Hidden Power Fire. But he just goes for an Ice Beam, so I'm like, okay, I can take that pretty well, because I do have naturally high special defense and a hell of a lot of HP, so I just decided to go for Spikes. He goes last, so I know he went for his Roar Phaser move thing, and I believe it switches out into my Latios. No, it switches me out into Jellicent, but now, here I wasn't... No, I was afraid that because I'd seen 2 special moves, he would probably have the Dark Pulse as his last move, so I switch back into my, switch into my Ferrothorn. He goes with a Crunch. Not really too bad, because Ferrothorn takes that actually better than it would the, Dark Pulse, I think. And he just gets some Iron Barbs damage on the Sharpedo, so yay. And here, I'm thinking he really doesn't want to stay in, or doesn't really have anything to hit me with if he does stay in, so I just decide to go for the Spikes, as he switches out into his Zapdos now. I'm thinking probably gonna slap me with a Heat Wave, because it does have the Pressure ability. When it has the Pressure ability, it more than likely has Heat Wave, because unless you're... I don't know why you would run Heat Wave with, unless... I don't know why you wouldn't run Heat Wave anyway, because if you didn't, you could easily go for Lightning Rod, even though I don't think that's released yet, but I don't give a shit about unreleased Dream World. So here, I decided to switch out my Heatran, obviously predicting the Heat Wave because I have Flash Fire, but he turns out to go for the Substitute, which is good play, because if I'd stayed in, he would have been immune to my Leech Seed. If I'd switched out, he gets the free sub anyway. So, yeah. Now, I know my Heatran does have a hell of a lot of special defense, so it will be able to take the predicted Thunderbolt, because what else would this thing have to hit me with? It's probably the Sub-Roost set, because, why I don't know why it wouldn't go for Heat Wave, or, like, whatever. It could have Heat Wave, not sure, don't really care. I go for the Lava Plume, break the sub, and I don't go for the Protect, because I'm predicting that he's going to predict my Protect to try and get more, leftovers HP back, so he's going to go for the Substitute, I'm going to go for Lava Plume and break it, and he's going to be at less health than he would normally. But whatever. Yeah. So he does go for Substitute, as I predicted. Lava Plume happens, breaks a sub, and I was thinking with the amount of HP I would get back from leftovers, I would probably be able to live a Thunderbolt, give or take min-max damage variations and stuff like that. So yeah, I just stay in, decide to go for another Lava Plume on the off chance that he actually doesn't go for the Thunderbolt and tries to psych out and go for a Substitute again. I don't know why he would do that, because really wouldn't work, but whatever. I go for Lava Plume. I was expecting to live it because I lived it pretty darn well the first time, but I was thinking, oh crap, he got a crit, but he didn't. He just got max damage, so not really much I could do about that, but whatever. At least his Zapdos is at approximately like 55% HP, whatever. I just decided to go into my Latios because no matter what he does, if he stays in, he's going to die. If he switches out, something's going to die. Because Specs Latios destroys almost anything that doesn't resist. But whatever, he decides to fodder out his Fearow, because I guess he figures this thing is the least important thing on his team. Going for Draco Meteor, I guess, was the best play, because Thunderbolt really wouldn't have done much to anything on his team. He could have easily switched out to Golem if he saw me use Thunderbolt, but whatever. Draco Meteor is just the best play. He decides to go and use Tyranitar, and I'm thinking, well, shit, I'm screwed, because this is a Pursuit Trapper, because every time I see Tyranitar, it's always a Pursuit Trapper when it comes in on my Latios. It's just always is, because I try and switch out and they go for Pursuit, but yeah, the one random time I decide to stay in on this thing and go for the -2 Draco Meteor, it's actually not a freaking Pursuit Trapper. Like, damn it! And because of the special defense boost from the Sandstorm and the fact that I am at -2, it lives that pretty well. Might have special defense EVs that helped it do that, but whatever. He misses the Stone Edge. That actually mattered a lot, because that means I get to keep my Latios for later. You'll see why. And, yeah. Now, seeing him go for the Stone Edge, I'm thinking maybe he doesn't have the Pursuit, but I go into my Ferrothorn, and I really need to learn that there is not a Tyranitar alive in this metagame that doesn't carry Fire Blast. Because I always switch my Ferrothorn in, like, please don't have Fire Blast, Fire Blast. Ugh. I miss the days when Tyranitar never carried Fire Blast ever unless it was a Boa set, and even then it usually didn't. But whatever. Here, I believe I go into my Infernape, because I want to get the close combat on this thing, because it's going to do the most damage to it, and I really don't care if he switches out, because if he does, whatever he switches into is probably going to die. Either that, or it's going to take a hefty chunk from a resisted move, then Stealth Rocks, and then die. But whatever. He goes for Protect. I'm like, okay, why do you carry Protect? I guess Scouting and minuscule Sandstorm stall, maybe, whatever. Here, he decides to go into his Sharpedo, fodder it off for some rough skin damage, I guess. Really no other reason that he would. But, yeah. I was hoping that the spikes that I had set up and the Stealth Rocks would be able to kill it, but it lives with, like, the tiniest sliver of HP ever. Like, 1 or 2, if that. And, yeah, I go for the close combat, complete massive overkill, because Sharpedo can't live a hit for crap, and I get some rough damage. rough damage. Rough skin damage. And here, I believe he goes into his Dragonite. Now, I am scared of this thing because if it's a Choice Bander, it can dump on half my team with a Choice Band at extreme speed. If it's a Dragon Dance, it can dump on pretty much my entire team. And I have no idea why I didn't go for the U-turn there. Really would have been a smart play, but wait. No, now if I was thinking he'd go for extreme speed, that was my thought process. But whatever. He goes for the Dragon Dance. Yeah, I'm just, right now I'm just like shitting myself because if this thing gets too many Dragon Dances up, I'm going to die. I'm seeing the Dragon Dance and him not getting leftovers HP back makes me think that he probably has a Lumberry, which is horrible for me because that means that my Jellicent's not going to be able to cripple this thing because I just go for the burn. It'll probably heal it off with the Lumberry, which means that this thing is at +2, outspeeds everything on my team, and can one-hit KO all of my Pokemon. Go for the Will-O-Wisp in the faint hope that this thing is the Life Orber that I was hoping it was, but it's not. It's Lum, because why wouldn't it? You just get some Sandstorm damage. Maybe I should have gone for Shadow Ball to be able to stall this thing out a bit, like with Sandstorm. Maybe. Probably wouldn't have worked, but whatever. He just goes for the Outrage, I believe, now, and Jellicent has really good special defense, but on the physical defense side, not so much, so it's easily going to get one-hit KO'd by that, and unfortunately, I have Water Absorb, not Cursed Body. If I had Cursed Body, it could have come in handy here, because he would have been locked in Outrage and disabled on Outrage, so he would have just basically killed himself. But whatever. It just doesn't work out like that. I go into my Infernape, I go for the Mach Punch, really the only thing I have to do. Right here, I'm basically trying to stall out for his Confusion, because that's really, unless my Scarf Landros outspeeds, which I thought it would for some reason, because I thought with Scarf I'd be able to outspeed +2 Dragonite, but I really need to learn that +1 never beats +2. But anyway, he takes some Sandstorm damage. Not really that important because there's no way the Sandstorm's going to kill him before he kills me. I was hoping that I would outspeed, just praying, but I don't because Scarf never outspeeds +2. Hidden Power Ice easily would have killed, but only if I doubt's bad. Here, he gets the Confusion after the Outrage, and basically this is my last-ditch attempt at winning, because if he hits himself, I lose. If he hits himself, I win. If he doesn't, I lose. And yeah, basically it all comes down to this turn, and he hits himself, so I basically win right there, because everything on his team will die to Spec Surf, because it's either way too weak to live it, or is just weak to the Surf, which is awesome. So yeah, that's basically a comeback for me, which is kind of why that Stone Edge miss did matter too, because the Stone Edge either would have killed me on the spot or left me at such low HP that Sandstorm actually could have taken me out if he had Protect stalled with a Tyranitar, I think. But yeah, that just goes to show you how much hacks really does matter in Pokemon. Tyranitar comes in, takes Stealth Rock and Spikes. Doesn't really matter, because no matter how much HP this thing had, unless it was at maybe, I don't know, full or close to it, it wouldn't be able to live my Spec Surf. But yeah, he just goes for the Protect, trying to stall for Sandstorm. Now, I was certain that I would win, but a thought occurred in my mind at this part in the battle. Golem actually has the ability to carry Sucker Punch. So if that thing carries Sucker Punch, but even though most of them don't this generation, even though they really didn't that too much last generation either, because no one, but then again, what would I know? I never played NU. Anyway, Golem comes in here. It's going to take the Spikes and Stealth Rock damage, break it sturdy, thankfully, because if it didn't break it sturdy, it probably could have just exploded all over my face, and I would have been sad. But anyway, go for the Surf. Thankfully, it doesn't carry the Sucker Punch, because if it did, I probably would have died. Either that or Sandstorm would have killed me off. But whatever. Golem goes down. All he has left, I believe, is his Zapdos, which might be special defense bulky, but after the Sandstorm and Stealth Rock damage... Wait, Sandstorm wouldn't happen. Stealth Rock damage, anyway. It won't be able to live the Surf, and that's basically good game. So, yeah. Good game. Dark Oscarbolt. It was awesome. Snow Point Temple is a really awesome place to be. I should probably challenge the Pokemon League they have there sometime, but whatever, that's for another day. Comment, rate, sub, and later, guys.